Can you all hear me fine? Awesome. All right. So, good evening. My name is Steven, but that's not really important. What is important, though, is that I have your undivided attention for the next 6 minutes as we go over this very important topic, the Darth Jar Jar theory. If you have not seen Star Wars before, don't worry. The character of Jar Jar Binks, first of all, was actually a groundbreaking discovery, or you can say, in the CGI for movies. You can thank Jar Jar for the existence of Spiegel, or more recently Thanos. Now, Jar Jar's role in the Star Wars franchise was to be a kind of a clumsy idiot that was funny, really appealing to kids to get the next generation of fans into this already established franchise. And he would always be bumping into things, falling out, getting his hands or tongue stuck in random places. So just kind of funny for kids. Despite all that, he was able to become really involved in the political scene, and eventually rose up to become a junior representative for his home planet Naboo. So, really important character. This is where we get into theory. Now, somewhat long ago, in a galaxy, very precious and dear to us, there were these two guys, one on YouTube and one on Reddit, who started to find evidence that, hey, there's something fishy about this character. And more and more people started piling on, looking into this, and the theory is born that maybe the character of Jar Jar Binks, this silly guy, was actually originally intended to be a Sith Lord who's working with that evil Emperor Palpatine guy. What is this evidence, you say? We have a mountain of evidence. But for the purposes of our time today, I'm just going to go over 3 main things. First, looking at his combat. You can look on the very my right, your left. We see Jar Jar has really impressive body control. He's executing an Olympic-level flipping. But when he's in combat, he's scared, right? Everyone would be. So he's like flailing about, he's like falling, stumbling, knocking into things. But what if I told you that this style of movement was actually intentional? There's a style of martial art called drunken fist, which is actually, the point of it is to make, weird movements so your opponent can't read you. Looking at these clips, you'll see that a lot of his movements are very similar to this type of stuff. So, all this silliness and goofiness, maybe there's a little more to it. In fact, there was. The actor who played Jar Jar Binks confirmed that when he was in combat, when he was playing Jar Jar, a lot of his movements were inspired by this drunken fist. So we've already established here that there's more to this silly character than we initially thought. What more could there be hidden? Second, in the universe of Star Wars, we see mind control come up a few times. And what if I told you that hidden in plain sight, we have evidence that Jar Jar was manipulating people into speaking the words that he wanted them to. See if the volume works. Pay really close attention to his lips.
She's curious about the land.
Maybe it's a coincidence, and maybe that's not enough to convince you. But please understand that this is what he looked like while on set filming. This rod did not move, all right? Any of the facial expressions that we saw were the work of the CGI, visual effects team. Also, this was a very revolutionary technology at the time, so they were very deliberate in how they portrayed Jar Jar. So all of this was done on purpose. It was painstaking. It was, very tedious, but they put a lot of effort into this. So it's not like they just threw it away. No, there's some purpose to this, maybe. Lastly, we know that George Lucas loves his surprises. Luke and Leia being siblings after they already kissed, and then also Darth Vader being the father of Luke Skywalker. He loves this kind of, plot twist that catches the audience by surprise. There's also the story of Yoda being this, kind of annoying Muppet character in the beginning, turning out to be this wise Jedi figure. Wait. Annoying, stupid Muppet character. Later being revealed as. Did George Lucas intend for Jar Jar Binks to be the dark side counterpart to Master Yoda? Possibly, but that's not how it went down. That's not how it happened if you saw the movie franchise. So if this was the original plan, what went wrong and why did they change course? The simple answer is fan outrage. When the Phantom Menace came out in '99, I think, fans were actually quite furious. A lot of fans were angry at the movie overall, but also especially angry at the character of Jar Jar. They wanted this silly kid's character far away from their beloved franchise. It's possible that George Lucas, kind of overwhelmed by this public response to his new character, decided, you know what, this guy should not really be taking this spotlight, and wrote in some, new characters to abruptly appear, like Count Dooku in the second movie. So that's a good reason for change. So to recap, we saw that there is some really good thinking behind Jar Jar's combat style, that it wasn't just some silly goofiness, so there could be more to his character. Some evidence of mind control, again, that animation was not done half-heartedly, that was very intentional. Also, he'd be the perfect dark side counterpart to Master Yoda, and in the end, fan outrage probably led to the changes that never panned out. I believe that's pretty much it for my time today. Again, there are a lot more sources. You saw the mountain image earlier. But I just want to say it's my first time here. Really enjoyed this, and thank you everyone, and may the force be with you all.
Questions?
Yeah.
Me or you? You go.
Thank you. Where did you first hear about this?
Oh gosh, I think I saw a YouTube video. Okay, so my sister's here. I was into this in high school, right? So sometime around like 2015, I probably stumbled across a YouTube video, and then I don't know, just kind of a fun conspiracy theory.
The only thing he's passionate about.
Not basketball.
All the qualities that you described, though, are also common to Jedi's. Like, why is the theory that he is sort of a dark, evil character?
Sure. Basically, Jar Jar's involved in a lot of the bad things that happen in the Empire. He didn't cover it in this movie, but he's kind of an important domino, maybe the catalyst of false democracy in this. Also, he's very, very close to the evil Emperor Palpatine throughout the series, so that's kind of the theory behind Jar Jar. Sorry, I know there was another question. Yeah.
How do you think the story would have changed Jar Jar?
Oh gosh, I think we would have. I think a lot of his accidental stuff would have been like the accidental thing of him getting into trouble and stuff would have been a lot more intentional, and we would have had, I don't know. I think the reveal would have been really, really cool because it takes a lot of guts to do that thing. So I think overall the overall story probably doesn't change that much, but I think it'd be kind of a really cool shock factor.
Without knowing about Jar Jar Binks, do you like him as a character?
I mean, I grew up in that kind of sweet spot where I was a kid when these movies came out. I didn't love him, but I also didn't hate him either. It's fine. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the forum. How common is this theory? How well accepted?
I mean, people like to joke about it. As far as how many people actually believe it or not, I have no clue. But it is if you Google Darth Jar Jar, you'll find a lot of stuff out there. In fact, actually, on the very right there, that's the newest Lego Star Wars game that came out, where they had this kind of alternative universe where they did have a Darth Jar Jar character that you can play as. I believe I haven't played it myself, but I saw it in the trailer.
All right, I think that's it. Okay.